Welcome to my city, a certified hardcore sports town. We champions in all the big four sports now. It's not smart to bet against us, we are forced now. We got heart like going for it on fourth down. Ain't nothing soft about us at Philly Pretzel. Used to doubt us, now you gotta respect the Philly special. Talking trash, you gon' need a pass, cause my city ride. We fanatics, you don't wanna see our gritty side. Support the colleges, what up the big five? The women too, like Xfinity, we get live. Whether diving for a touchdown, driving to the hole, swing and hit a home run, fire for a goal. We kick it with the union, in the air with the stars. See sports with the fusion, I don't care where you are. You can never be too hype for the team you like. Philly unite, tonight's the night, so let's fight for the Flyers. Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do it for the people. We never throw the towel, I come from a proud city. Ring the bell, scream and yell, now say it loud with me. Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, represent the city and let's do this for the people. So all Philly fans, let the rest of the world know. Philadelphia fans, the best in the world. Go! Philadelphia!
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back on playoff Sunday, Eagles versus Packers. As you see at the bottom of the screen, the playoffs are here. And we're going to get into some hype, some good Eagles talk, see what y'all level of confidence is, see how y'all feeling on this Sunday. Are y'all thinking it's going to be an easy game? Are you thinking it's going to be a hard game? Is it one of them games that's going to be keeping you on the edge of your seat? How y'all feeling about it? That's what I want to know. You know, how are y'all stressed about it, or y'all, I just want to see what y'all level of confidence playing against the Green Bay Packers, knowing that we beat them in week 1 of the NFL season. And it was a little bit of a struggle in that game. It wasn't the easiest win, but we got to win week 1 versus this Packers team. So, me personally, with the hype of Jalen Hurts coming back off of 3 weeks of being in the concussion protocol, I think that he might show a little rust in the first quarter. Might. But if we rely on our game plan to which got us to this point, I don't really think that it'd be hard for us to beat this banged up Packer team. And I think as the game goes on, Jalen Hurts would figure out his rhythm. He would get back into the swing of things. And I think most importantly, I was talking to my son last night. We was talking about it a little bit, and I don't really think that, just in my eyes, I don't really think that Jalen Hurts was actually in concussion protocol that whole 3 weeks. I think they just used that as a way to keep him out of the game, or keep him, on the sideline, not playing, rest him, because obviously we had the number 2 seed locked up, and especially after we dominated against the Cowboys. So I think it was more of a hold him out, rest him, get his health together, so that he can finish the playoffs strong. Again, when it comes to Green Bay is a good team. They're good. They're a young up and coming team. I don't think they have what it takes to beat us right now, especially with the injuries that they had. Jordan Love is hurt, and I think, like I said, I told y'all all season long that our defense is the key to us winning. That the way we play defense and are able to attack up front, big Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and getting sweat off the edges, you know what I mean? I think that that's the key for us to be able to control the tempo and the pace of the game. I think if we do that on defense, it makes it easier for the offense just to control the game, just to, um, you know, run the ball, eat the clock up, keep their defense, offense on the sideline. So those are the keys for me for us to be able to win this game. Control the pace of the game. Do what we do. Play our style of football. Don't get out of our style of football. Don't turn the ball over. Obviously, you can't turn the ball over. You got to win the turnover battle, and force them as a defense. Force them into plays that that they don't want to. They don't want to throw. Force Jordan Love to throw the ball where he doesn't want to, and we will be fine. But that's one of them things that we can't let the moment overhype us. We can't let the fact of we're in the playoffs playing against a team like the Packers right now kind of take us over and take us out of our game. Because if we do that, guess what happens? We sit on the edge of our seats the whole game, pulling our hair out our head, stressed out because we're not playing our style of football. This should be heavy Saquon Barkley because they're going to try to use Josh Jacobs a lot, but this should be a heavy Saquon Barkley tight end type game. That's what I would do. Heavy Saquon running and get the tight ends involved. Get Dallas Goedert involved. Grant Calcaterra involved. And if we can do that, it should be, like I said, it should be one of those games where you don't have to be stressed out and drinking yourself into oblivion at 7:00 at night because you're pissed off about what the Eagles are doing. And now that's easier said than done. That's easier said than done. I mean, I can come on here and say that and say this is all you need to do to win the game. But obviously, they got a game plan for what they see out there on the field because they might see something differently than me. I think it's so easy, just X's and O's, just, hey, go out there and do this, take care of that, and it should be cakewalk. I mean, we got one of the best teams in the league. We got the best. I'm going to say this. We got the best team in the league. Everybody high on Detroit. Everybody was high on Minnesota. Minnesota got exposed by Detroit, and Detroit doesn't even have a solid defense. You know what I mean? So I just want to see. My thing is, if we lose, that'll be me. Yeah, you'll be drinking yourself in oblivion. Yep. Because that is what's up, bro. That would be a hard pill to swallow. That'd be a hard pill to swallow if we lose. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like like I said, the Packers are a good team. First of all, let me just say this: they're an NFL team. They're an NFL team. You can't put nothing past the NFL team at all. Any given Sunday, any team can come out and beat you. But if we can control the things that we know we can control, it'll be a lot harder for them to beat us. What's your confidence level, Jay? What do you see happening in this game? What's your predictions? Who you see having a breakout game offensively and defensively? What's your confidence level? Tell me all how you feel, because at the end of the day, I feel good about the game. Like, I usually be a little bit nervous about the game, but I'm not. I'm feeling good about it. I think that Jalen Hurts will come out and be that Jalen Hurts that we saw on that 9-game stretch where, he was getting the ball downfield, completing passes, taking the runs as needed. I don't need him taking runs. Well, I don't need Kellen Moore designing runs for Jalen Hurts right now. Nah, I don't need him designing runs. I need Jalen Hurts to decide to take off if he needs to. If the play breaks down, nobody's getting open and there's a lane, take off. But he has to slide. I need him to slide, not to take the hits, not to take the unnecessary hits. And also, I need the tush push to be limited in this game. Fourth quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, okay, tush push. But first half, no tush push. If it's 3rd and 1, line up and run it with Saquon. Let them get through that. Let the offensive line work. Let them work. 4th and 1, same thing. Let them work. Don't get it wrong. And you're successful on a tush push 95% of the time. Your success rate is 95% of the time that you're going to convert on a tush push. But I don't want to keep seeing it. Like like even especially for touchdowns. If we get the ball at 1st and goal, I don't want to see the tush push. Line it up with Barkley, especially if he got you there. Even give it to Gainwell. You know what? Forget it. Put Will Shipley in. Like I don't care, but don't do the tush push because these are the games that teams will start teeing off and doing and giving out cheap shots because you're doing the tush push and they can't stop it. So what are they going to do? Turn into haters. They're going to turn into haters. So why give them the advantage to do something to your team or your player, one of your star players, that could potentially jeopardize your future? They've been doing that. I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like I understand it's a 95% success rate. I do get it. It works 95% of the time. And I'm not necessarily mad at it, but I think we need to call it when it's absolutely necessary. If you get what I'm saying, like it's sometimes when we call them, especially on touchdowns, it's not necessary for them to do that. I think you should line it up with your running back. If you got 3 plays, run it on the 1st down, you don't get it. You pass on the 2nd down, you don't get it. Run it again on the 3rd down, you don't get it. Tush push on 4th down, touchdown. Either way, you know you're going to score. So like, my thing is that it's called too much. And like I said last year on one of the shows, and somebody was going back and forth with me about it. It works. It works all the time. It works. It does work. But I think that one particular game, I forget who they played, that they did it, and the other team took a cheap shot on Jalen Hurts. And he came up limping. He didn't come out the game, but he came up limping. It was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. People get pissed off at that they can't stop that play, and guess what they start doing? They start taking cheap shots. And if we're trying to make it to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, you can't put your team in position to get cheap shotted. And that's what they're going to do, especially the playoffs. If you get ready to knock the Green Bay Packers off, what they got to lose by taking Jalen Hurts out of the game? What they got to lose by that? If you're doing a tush push and they know they're going to lose the game, why would they want to see your team that just beat them advance any further than what they just, what you just did by beating them? They could care less about Jalen Hurts after that, or the Eagles franchise after that. They want to see us lose. We beat them, so they want to see us lose. So like my thing is, don't give them the advantage to put your team in that position. Be methodical. Call your plays the way you're supposed to call them. Call the game the way you need to call it because, again, we are the better team. There's no need for us to stoop down to their level and play the style of football that they want us to play. When we can control it. We should control it. We should control the flow of the game. We should dictate the pace of the game. We should dictate everything about this game here today. Everything. There should be not a play out there on the field that we didn't want to do because they put us in a position to do it. Our receivers need to, when they're one-on-one matchups, get separation. Our tight ends need to block when they need to block and get open when they need to get open. Saquon needs to run the ball. Jalen Hurts needs to take the check down if he has to. He has to spot that check down and take it. He can't be holding on to the ball, not throwing the ball. He has to play what is called, because honestly, what we're going to do if we don't, we're going to make it a long, long, long day. A long day. So, like I said, like it's easy. This game here to me is very, very, very easy if you play the game the way you're supposed to. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel good about the game. I feel confident about the game. I feel like, we'll go out there at the link in front of our home crowd, handle business, and hopefully we get another home game at home. Hopefully we get another home game at home, depending on who wins after that or before that. So I need to know your level of confidence going in today, going into 4:30. I want to see how you feel. Excuse me. I want to see if you're nervous. Jay, you never answered me. Are you nervous? How you feel about it? what you thinking is going to happen tonight? Like I said, I'm confident. Like I know this should to me should be a Saquon Barkley. Let's throw out a stat line. Saquon Barkley, um, 25 attempts, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 160 yards is 2 touchdowns. AJ Brown, uh, 9 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 89 yards. I ain't gonna say he scores. Jalen Hurts, let's say 16 to 20 for 21, 196 yards, and a rushing TD. I gave y'all a stat line. Tell me, Jace, tell me what's your stat line. Whoever else is on here, tell me who's your stat line. What's your stat line and what's your confidence? Everybody's quiet right now. Do I need to start waking y'all up? Wake yourself up. Get up. Let's go. Like let's get hyped. It's the game today. It's playoffs. Like everybody's quiet, not talking, not saying anything. Let's wake up and get into it. You know, it's 11 a.m. I know, you know, if my mom's on here, like I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning on your side of town, but let's get up. Let's get hyped. We don't. This is the playoffs. This is what we came on this show all year long to be waiting for this point. And nobody's saying nothing. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's sitting there watching me. Everybody's just, you know, like let's get hyped. Let's get into it. Like this is the part of this the day that we're supposed to be sitting there getting hyped, getting ready for playoff football, getting our pools ready and all that. You know, getting everything going. You know, food, dinner, and all that stuff ready for the game. Like get hyped. I don't know what y'all doing. You know, sitting there quiet, just watching me. Like, talk. Let's interact. Let's have a good time. Say hi. Say something. Somebody say something out here, because y'all like buzzkill right now. Nobody's saying nothing. Everybody's doing what they just. I don't know. I guess I'm on a screen and everybody's just looking and watching and seeing what he's saying. Talk. Interact. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm asking y'all questions and nobody's answering them. You know, everyone got playoff nervous energy. Laugh out loud. That's what it seemed like. This is exactly what it seems like. Everybody got playoff nervous energy. I don't have that nervous energy right now, man. Like I'm being honest. Like normally I'm in butterflies. You know, on game day, my stomach is in knots. You know, I'm at work. Okay, you at work. If I was home, I'd be lit already. I hear you. You know, if you at work, my bad, Jay. I didn't know you was at work, but you know, you got to go out there and get that money. But you know, it just like at the end of the day, here's my thing. Like it's no butterflies in my stomach right now. It's no butterflies because at the end of the day, I'm just so confident in this team and the way this team was built that we're gonna go out there and do what we're supposed to do. That's just how I feel about it. Like I'm just so overly confident in this team right now and the way it was built that we're gonna go out there and just kill it. Because like I said, that Packers team is a wounded team right now. And not to say that we should look past them, but at the end of the day, I think we're good enough to beat them. We're good enough to go to the NFC Championship and to the Super Bowl the way we're built. We just got to play our style of football. We got to play our style of football. You know what I mean? And that's the end of the bottom line. End of the conversation. Play our style of football, and game will be over early in this game if we do what we're supposed to do. If we come out with that aggressive mindset, game will be over early. You know, so like I said, I don't have a nervous bone in my body right now when it comes to this game here. I think that we're going to win this game, and we're going to win this game because we're going to do the job that we're set out to do. We're going to Jalen Hurts is going to show maybe a little bit of rust in that first quarter, but after that, I think Jalen Hurts gets in stride, and this team just starts taking off. And I think that after this game, if this is a statement win, I think it puts the league on notice that like the Eagles are for real. If they know if we have a staple like a blowout win today, I think it puts the rest of the NFC especially on notice. Like, yo, this team is for real. And then it puts the whole NFL on notice. Like the Eagles are for real. Like you gotta really, if they make it, you gotta really play. You just can't, half step it with them. You can't get in close games with them. And that's what we need to do. We need to send a message, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are hating on the Eagles and believing that the Eagles don't have what it takes to win. I'm hearing people say that Jalen Hurts can't, complete the deep pass. He's not a passing quarterback. I mean, I've seen him done it quite a few times this season alone, let alone over his career. So, like, it's just natural hate because, and obviously these are some of these people that are saying it is the Dallas fans. They're Cowboy fans. But I guarantee you this: they would love to have Jalen Hurts on their team. At this point in their careers, it's over Dak Prescott. They would love Jalen Hurts. I mean, because at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, even though they didn't win the Super Bowl, he was in the Super Bowl. Dak never showed his face on the Super Bowl surface. So, like, there's no argument that they would want somebody there that can do what Jalen Hurts can do. But at the end of the day, like I say, if we could put the league on notice that we're for real and that we're coming, for our championship, our Super Bowl title, that it makes it a lot easier for us because people get scared. Teams get scared. You know what I mean? Like teams don't, they don't know how to play us. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like I said, it is what it is. Cowboys fans are haters. Highest paid loser is Dak. Exactly. Here's the thing about Cowgirl fans. You know what I mean? They're too stuck in what is it, 96 they won the Super Bowl? They're too stuck back in those days, and it's just like they're delusional to where as though they think that what Jerry Jones does is smart. Like I always tell any Cowboy fan I come across, as long as Jerry Jones is alive and GM of that team, I feel secure that the Cowboys would never win a Super Bowl. I mean, if you look at them, what they're doing right now, blocking Mike McCarthy from going to interview with the Bears. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I'll tell my agent, contact the Bears, tell them wait till after January 15th, and then we'll talk then. Because at the end of the day, even if Jerry Jones decides to offer him a contract, I wouldn't take it. Because he's not going to build around you, build the team that you want. He's going to do what he wants. And he doesn't care about what your need is as a coach. And that's your life, your career on the line. Because at the end of the day, he's the owner. You know what I mean? As long as he ain't got no scandals or nothing, no negative, outside in the world, negative stuff around him, you can't force him to sell. But guess what? They can fire him and blame him as the scapegoat for the team performing the way they performing. And that's just it. That's just what they're going to do. So if I'm Mike McCarthy, I get out of there fast. I tell my agent, tell Chicago, hold on, and any other team, hold on till after the 15th, because long as I don't care if he offers me a contract, I'm out. He's not going to give me what I want as far as personnel. So again, like that's just how I feel about them Cowgirl fans. They're delusional because they had so much success in the early 90s that they think it's translated over to the 2000s, and it hasn't. And it probably won't as long as Jerry Jones is the GM of that team, which is good for us as Eagles fans. You can have good regular seasons. You can win the NFC East. You can do all that good stuff. But guess what? And when it comes down to the meat and bones of the season, like the playoffs, you're one and done most times. You may win one game and be done the next round. So that's good for the Eagles fans. We'll never sit here and have to worry about seeing the Cowboy raise a trophy. And then you got Micah Parsons going out there saying that that the Cowboys will be hoisting the trophy next year, and they will win the Super Bowl. And my question to him is, like, what are you smoking, bro? What about your team this year makes you think that you're going to make that drastic improvement to be a Super Bowl contender next year? What has your team done to improve that? Like, y'all wasn't competitive at all this year, and you know it. What your kick returner didn't know to get out the way of of a block extra point. I mean, not an extra point. Was it an extra point or something like that? A field goal? Like, come on, man. That was clickbait for his podcast. It is, but it's still stupid. It takes away credibility of you. And here's the thing. Me and Alan was talking about it last night. Michael Parsons don't want to be in Dallas. I bet you his top two choices are NFC East teams, and you already know who they are. His top two choices, if he can get out of Dallas, is two NFC East teams. One is the Commanders because he's familiar with Dan Quinn, and he already talked to Dan Quinn after the Commanders game and told Dan Quinn that he believed Jaden Daniels is it. He's got it. He's fearlessness in the third. And the other one is the Eagles. He's always ranted and raved about what the Eagles were able to do in free agency, the draft, just the team they built. He's always admired it from far. And I know half of him is probably kicking himself in the butt because he should have came. He should have said, you know what? I got to tell people that I can't get them no tickets, that I can't. They're not going to be, invited to games. Like, I need to focus on what I need to focus on until I get where I need to get at, and then maybe I'll invite people to a game. But he didn't. He decided not to take the meeting with the Eagles, get drafted by the Cowboys, and look at him. He's frustrated as heck with that team. He's frustrated as heck with that organization in the way they do things, especially when you got your owner / GM saying, if anybody wants to be a part of the Cowboys, they got to call me, especially free agent wise. You got to call me first. Like what kind of sense does that make? That's why I'm glad that Howie is here with us. He's going to make that call. He's going to gauge the interest. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we spent enough time talking about the Cowboys because the Cowboys suck, and we all know that. Let's get back to the Eagles, and this is going to be a quick show today because again, this is a playoff edition. We're here to hype the Eagles up, root the Eagles on, and hopefully cruise to victory. Hopefully about 7:00 we're singing a fight song. And everybody's looking forward to the next round. Because I know, and I feel it in my bones that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I think by third quarter of this game, everybody's going to be, in relaxed mode, chill mode. Like, okay, we got the victory as long as we control the clock. As I said in the beginning of the show, all we got to do is control the clock, control the pace of the game. We dictate what's going to go on that field for their offense, our defense, our offense and their defense. We dictate what's going to happen. It's like the Pittsburgh game. We need to play. If we could play the game like the Pittsburgh game, when defensive guys got their hands up in the passing lanes, batting balls down, creating deflections that can possibly lead into turnovers. If we can do that, we will be just fine. This game would be just fine. You know what I mean? And control the pace of the game. That second half of that Pittsburgh game, they touched the ball twice. In the second half of that Pittsburgh game, Pittsburgh only touched the ball twice, and we controlled the game for the flow of the game, the whole game. If we can constantly do that, we will be fine. This game will be nothing but easy for us, easy peasy. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna try to wake y'all up a little bit, Jason. I know you at work. If we can get the QB big games from the D line, we cruise to a win. Yeah, if we can get to the quarterback, if Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis can get some, multiple sacks, I like to see Nolan Smith coming off that edge. Josh Sweat. If we can get pressure just with our defensive line, it will be easier for like Guantanamo Bay, Darius Slay, all those guys, Cooper DeJean, to play their game. But if we can get pressure without, if we don't have to blitz as much, and we get pressure with our defensive line, it'll be a long day for the Packers. Very, very, very long day for the Packers. You know what I mean? And that's like I said, we cruise to, like Jason just said, we cruise to victory if that's the case. If we get pressure on them with our defensive line on Jordan Love, we cruise to victory with no issues, no problem. But we got to get the pressure. So at the end of the day, let's go. Let's go. Let's get hyped. We're getting ready to go in to pick them.
Phillies, let's
talk about them.
Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them.
What you really doing?
Pull up with the crew
Have a drink or two and let's talk about it.
This a PHI bar.
Bruce Willis, we die hard.
I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the
best sports fans die for.
No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair.
You like I said, somebody help them.
This the key, if we can disagree
without disrespecting everybody, welcome.
So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top shelf, sports talk, lights, cameras, we
Yo, let's go. Let's go. Yo, this is the pick'em section of the show. This is the playoff pick'em section. I know I was supposed to announce the winner for the regular season pick'em section. I didn't do it yet because I left the information that I needed at work. So it will be on Tuesday at probably like I will be live probably like around 6-7 o'clock on Tuesday to announce the winner of the pick'em section for the regular season. However, like I said, this is the playoff version. You know what I mean? I sent out and posted, the playoff sheet of the pick'em and how it goes. So each point, the person with the most points at the end of the playoffs and Super Bowl wins. You know what I mean? So you got to keep track. Don't lose your sheet. Don't throw your paper in the trash. Don't keep track of everything that you're picking. Be honest, and every week you got to send them to me every week though. Jason, you're not the champ yet. You're not even a champ. I don't even know why you're saying that. So it's all good. You can have high hopes. I got you. Have high hopes. You know what I mean? But you're not the champ. Anyway. We saw yesterday the Chargers go down to the Houston Texans. They got beat by the Texans. Chargers, a young team. They're a good team. They're going to be in the playoff hunt for some time. Like they just got to get better, get a receiver, and their defense is already a good defense, but they need another receiver, and they should be just fine. But they lost to the Houston Texans last night. So if you had Houston, I definitely had Houston in that game. I didn't do a pick, former and reigning champ. Excuse me, whatever, man. Cut it out. I definitely had Houston in that game. I thought Houston was going, because even though Houston hadn't played consistent football over the season, I think they still had enough to beat the Chargers because the Chargers were young and up and coming. Next game, we saw Pittsburgh go down to Baltimore. Like I told y'all on, I think the last live I did, I don't know what the issue is with Pittsburgh. I don't think it's Mike Tomlin. I just can't put my finger on it. And I was talking, I was talking to Alan last night, and we was talking about it. I think that sometimes. And I said this about Joel Embiid, sometimes your energy affects the whole team, and when I say that, I say George Pickens is their number one receiver, and it seems like he pouts a lot. A lot of times I catch him and I watch him. If he drops the ball's overthrown, or his energy is negative. It's never all right, cool, let's let me go back to the huddle and talk to Russ, talk to Justin, figure it out, and we go from there. It just seems like it's always a pouty, attitude. I think they don't have enough on offense. I don't know. They got a good running back. They got a good offensive line. I don't think Russ was the issue. They have receivers. It's just hard to pinpoint what the heck that team is going through. I don't know. Do you think Russ coming back? No, Russ ain't coming back. They're gonna, Russ right now throughout his career is probably going to be the scapegoat wherever he goes. They're going to blame Russ and get Russ out of there. Like I said, I don't even think Russ was the reason why they lost last night. You know what I mean? I think they might try to sign Justin Fields back because of his ability to be able to run and pass, but I just can't pinpoint that the reason why they play the way they play. I don't know. It bugs me out. I don't know. Um, but all right, so let's get into the Sunday games. Denver at Buffalo. I don't know. Can is it possible you can smell an upset, Jay? Is it possible you can smell an upset with Denver at Buffalo? I don't want to say it. Bo Nix is playing some good football. That dude he has a strong arm. Um, what he has done, and I'm gonna say Sean Payton with that offense and their running attack and passing attack. They he said no Bills. Okay, all right. I'm just saying like you you never know. You never know. I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills too. I'm definitely going with the Bills. I don't think that the Broncos have enough experience to be playing this style of football at this juncture of the season. Playoffs is a whole different beast. You best believe Sean McDermott and all that offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators studied what Denver does best and doesn't do good, and they're going to exploit that. That team is a little bit too much experience to lose to the Broncos. I'm just saying. I just wanted to see if you would think that could happen. Next game is our game, the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, we got the Eagles. We're going with the Eagles in that game. Like I said, we control the pace of the game. We control the flow of the game. We do what we supposed to do. We do what we supposed to do out there on the field. We have no issues. We have no issues out there on the field when it comes down to it. So I think the Eagles. Obviously, we all gonna pick all Eagles fans are gonna pick the Eagles to win. I got the Eagles. Jason got the Eagles, and I think that's a win. Um, Sunday night game, Washington at Tampa Bay, which is probably going to be a heck of a game. Um, and like I say, Jaden Daniels he's going to be one of those quarterbacks. Like it's almost like he's like a CJ Stroud. He's playing some lights out football right now. Next year he might take a step, back a little bit because teams are game planning against him a little bit more. They'll know what to do against him. Um, Tampa Bay is a good team. Good defense, good offense. Baker Mayfield has played lights out pretty much all season long. Um, it's hard to pick that game, but I'm going Tampa Bay just because of the experience. I think the experience alone and the talent that they have on that team will overmatch the Commanders. So I'm going Tampa Bay in that game. Tampa Bay will win. And we got one other game. It's the Monday night game. The Monday night game, Minnesota Vikings at the LA Rams. Minnesota Vikings at the LA Rams. I'm going to Vikings, even though to me in that Detroit game, Sam Darnold got exposed. Jason went the Bucks in that game too. I went the Bucks. Jason went the Rams in this game. I'm going Minnesota, even though Sam Darnold got exposed. Joanna goes, "What's up, Joanna?" She goes Vikings. Even though Sam Darnold got exposed in that game against Detroit Lions, I think he doesn't lose against the Rams. They're playing in Arizona because of the fires in LA. So they're playing in Arizona. So I think that's going to be the issue for the Rams because they don't have their home field advantage. So I think that's going to hurt them. So that's why I go Minnesota in that game because I think Minnesota has the advantage of playing in that neutral site. So I'm going Minnesota in that game. I think, like I said, even though Sam Darnold got exposed in that Detroit game, I still go Minnesota. I just don't pick them to go further than that. If they got to come to Philly or, I think we get the best of them. Obviously, we expose them too, but I go with Minnesota in that game. So that was the wild card weekend edition of Pick'em. Like I said, keep your papers. Do not throw your papers away because this goes all the way through to the Super Bowl, and you just never know, depending on what happens at the end of the Super Bowl, who was right and who was wrong. You never know. You may get a gift. You never know. I'm not promising. Jason said Vice QB has yet to win big games. Stafford got the experience. He does, but I mean, does you got to remember Minnesota's defense is a really good defense. The defense is a really good defense. So even though Stafford has the experience at winning big games, does Minnesota defense get to him and get the best of him? Because once they put pressure on Stafford, he gets erratic. He starts to throw erratic throws, and he's not efficient. As we known him to be when he got protection. So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it more for their defense than I'm looking at it offensively. You know what I mean? So I think the defense is what's going to hold the Vikings down, not their offense. But like I said, make sure you guys keep your papers, keep your scores, keep track. Every week, you guys can post your next round of who you believe is going to win, so I can keep track of it for you too. That way, there's no cheating or nobody's saying they won games that they didn't win or pick teams that they didn't pick or whatever the case may be. But if you, like I said, every week, you could do it on Tuesday. I'll put a post up with the same paper, and you just pick the next round, which would be the divisional round and you pick your teams from there. And like I said, you go to the conference championship, pick your teams, Super Bowl, pick your teams, and that way we can keep track of the playoffs. So again, I appreciate everybody who stopped by, Jason, Joanna, whoever else came in the building and watched from the far. I appreciate you for stopping by. Again, this is the playoff edition. This is a quick show just to get hyped for the Eagles game tonight, 4:30. Hopefully everybody's sitting there in front of their TV watching, rooting the Eagles on. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we're going to go out with our, hey, honey, my wife saying fly, Eagles fly. She don't even watch football. But I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Fly, Eagles fly. You know what? That might be a good luck charm for us. Good luck. Thanks. That might be a good luck charm for us. I appreciate that. Thanks. Now everybody should have the confidence to know that the Eagles will win today, and we will get the victory and go on to the next round. So again, that is my show for the day. That's my time for the day. I appreciate all the support. My wife, Jason, Joanna, everybody that came through and watched from afar. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have an amazing Sunday, and the rest of the work. Have an amazing the rest of the week. Appreciate it. Go Birds, go Birds, go Birds. Let's go. I just like this beat. The way that beat is crazy. Like, that beat is crazy. I hope y'all can hear it. Comment in yes if you can hear it. Thumbs up or something. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about it. What the Union doing? Pull up at the crew and have a drink or two, and let's talk about it. This a PHI bar. Boots with us, we die hard. I know you feel us, because Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. Appreciate that. Somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree with yes, sir. PO1990. Appreciate it, go Birds. It's still low. I gotta figure it out, Jay. I don't know why I can't get it loud, but I gotta get it louder than that. I don't know. I thought I had my I thought I had it up last week, but I didn't. But I'm gonna work on it.